If you're one of those who really can't stand Kim Jong-un, you'll be even more annoyed when you find out how luxurious his life is, while his own people are starving. While millions in North Korea have nothing to eat, he's busy feasting on expensive cheese, drinking the world's most expensive wines, and wasting thousands of dollars just for a single night of entertainment. So stay with us until the end, because this is what a typical day looks like in the life of the so-called supreme leader of North Korea. But before we start, make sure you've already liked and subscribed. That would be a big help to us content creators. Thank you, and now let's get started. It's already tough for people even in the morning. Most world leaders have a proper schedule. They wake up at 6 ante-meridiem, have coffee, attend meetings, and work. But Kim Jong-un, he wakes up whenever he wants, depending on how much he drank the night before. But this doesn't mean that he ignores other people's schedules. In fact, he himself decides when the whole of Pyongyang wakes up. Every morning, a strange tune suddenly blares from the loudspeakers all over the city. It's not an alarm clock, but a haunting song titled, "Where Are You, Dear General?" Reportedly, Kim's father, Kim Jong-il, wrote it in 2008. And since then, it has been the official start of the day song at Pyongyang railway station. It's like ghosts screaming in the sky. And you wouldn't want this to be what wakes you up every day. But of course, that's only for ordinary people. Kim sleeps comfortably in the palace. Every morning, Kim wakes up in his luxurious mansion called the Rongsong Residence. He lives here with his wife, Ri Solju, and their children. This place is not just an ordinary house. It's a super exclusive compound with private lakefront banquet halls, a swimming pool that's 15 meters wide and 50 meters long, complete with a water slide. It has its own running track, spa, horse stable, shooting range, and even a horse racing track. And if you think the first thing he does in the morning is head straight to the bathroom like a normal person, hold on. North Korean propaganda claims Kim Jong-un doesn't need to use the bathroom. Seriously. Their government says that Kim is so dedicated to serving the country that his body uses up all the food he eats. So supposedly, he doesn't have any waste. And it's not just him. They say Kim Jong-il and his grandfather Kim Il-sung were the same way. According to North Korean defectors, from childhood they are taught to think of the Kims as gods. Literally, they actually thought Kim could read their minds. And if they thought something bad about him, they might suddenly die. Despite all this, the first thing on the Supreme Leader's list upon waking up is a cup of coffee, but not the ordinary instant kind. So, unlike what we drink, he wouldn't settle for just any coffee. Kim's favorite is the most expensive and prestigious Brazilian coffee in the world. The kind of beans that cost almost $500 per pound. In 2016, there were reports that North Korea spent almost $1 million just to import premium Brazilian coffee. For Kim and his elite inner circle, in a country where you can hardly see anything. This isn't just coffee, it's a symbol of power and being untouchable, even so. While Kim enjoys his coffee breakfast in the palace, an estimated 12 million North Koreans struggle to find something to eat. According to a United Nations report, the food shortage in the country is severe. Many survive on just a small bowl of corn or soup each day. Many are extremely thin, and children are not growing properly. Families endure hunger under the government's extremely strict control. But for Kim, it's normal to eat imported cheese from Switzerland, drink expensive wine, and throw parties that cost thousands. Next, we'll find out what kind of breakfast is served at the palace, how Kim spends millions of dollars on entertainment, and how he makes sure that he's the only one enjoying the things he denies his own people. While millions of North Koreans barely have anything to eat every morning, Kim Jong-un goes all out with his royal-style breakfast, like a buffet at a 5-star hotel in another country. He doesn't settle for just bread or cereal, nor just boiled eggs and coffee. No, for him it's a king's breakfast. According to the rare information that comes out from inside North Korea, one of the most important parts of Kim's day is eating. And it's obvious, you can clearly see it in the size of his belly. It's not just bacon and sausage on his plate, but also prime cuts like Italian Parma ham, expensive steak, and even Japanese Wagyu beef. While his people have to make do with boiled rice and a little bean paste. According to some reports, there's almost no meat left in North Korea, because most of it reportedly goes straight to Kim's own palace. One thing that's always present on Kim's dining table is the famous Kobe beef. It's one of the most expensive types of beef in the world. It costs around $200 to $500 per pound. He likes his steak a bit raw, medium rare to rare. It's not just a luxury, he says it's a family tradition. According to the family's former private chef, Kenji Fujimoto, he and his father, Kim Jong-il, both loved Kobe steak. They would always feast on this expensive meat. And it's not just steak that they love. According to Fujimoto, Kim also loves sushi, but not the healthy version. He chooses the ones made with toro, the fattiest part of the tuna. It's no wonder why Kim's weight reaches 300 pounds. But if there's one thing he's truly obsessed with, it's Swiss Emmental cheese. While Kim was studying in Switzerland during his youth, that's where he first tasted Emmental cheese. Since then, he couldn't let it go. It became a part of his daily meals. In 2014, there was a report that he developed gout because of eating too much oily cheese. But did he stop? Apparently not. In the same year, he even reportedly sent officials to France to study at a dairy school so they could learn how to make fancy cheese for him. They reportedly weren't allowed. But if you know Kim Jong-un, you know he'll always find a way, no matter how expensive, rare, or even forbidden it is. Another one of his favorites is lobster and caviar. The problem is, these are banned in North Korea. There's an embargo imposed by the United Nations. But this is not an obstacle for Kim. He continues to bring in Caspian Sea caviar and the most expensive lobster on the market, just for his taste. His father even tried to build a freshwater lobster farm in North Korea, but it didn't succeed, so importing is still the solution. He also reportedly likes shark fin soup, a controversial delicacy in Asia. Because of the extremely high demand, it almost wiped out the shark population in the sea. But if he's not even afraid of nuclear backlash, do you really think he'd worry about the sharks? If you were surprised by what he eats, you'll be even more baffled by what he drinks. One of the most exclusive wines he drinks is snake wine, a bottle of wine with a dead cobra soaked inside. This. And if you think this is the wildest, just wait for the medicine part. There are reports from the Washington Post that Russian doctors regularly visit Kim for special treatment, health assessments, injections, and various other anti-aging procedures. He also has a personal chef who prepares food using exotic ingredients like blueberries, black garlic, and ginseng. All of these are believed to slow down aging, literally. They do everything so he won't age, so he can remain the supreme leader for life. And despite eating all this food, no exercise, no morning jog, no gym, but there's no problem because there's a whole team of scientists just to keep him alive and healthy. This is how Kim Jong-un lives. He has access to forbidden foods, dangerous drinks, and care that makes it seem like he never has to face death. Aside from that, if you ever think about copying Kim Jong-un's hairstyle, don't even try. In North Korea, copying the supreme leader's haircut is banned. Seriously. He only designated 28 official hairstyles for the whole country, 18 for women and 10 for men, and Kim's own haircut isn't even on the list. You also can't just call it the haircut of the people, because they say only Kim should have the right to wear it. Foreigners call his haircut different names: mushroom cut, pineapple head, and mop style. But in North Korea, no one dares to say anything bad about it. They might just disappear without a trace. And in North Korea, you can't ask why it's like that. You have no right to question the orders of the supreme leader. Because if he sets the law, no matter how absurd it is, that's the law. No questions asked. You didn't expect that, bro. Despite being strict, Kim reportedly has one passion that he rarely shows in public: basketball. And it's not just any basketball, but the NBA, especially during the time he was studying in Switzerland. His favorite team was the Chicago Bulls, so he was thrilled to meet Dennis Rodman. In 2013, Rodman traveled to North Korea and became friends with the dictator. According to Kim, Rodman is a friend for life, an American NBA star playing in the middle of a dictatorship. It's a scene that's almost hard to believe is real. Even though the relationship between the United States and North Korea is full of tension, especially because of missile tests and nuclear threats, only Rodman has this. Seems to be the only bridge of friendship between the two countries. Rodman tweeted from Pyongyang saying he's not a politician and that Kim Jong-un and North Koreans are basketball fans. I love everyone. Ironically, people in North Korea are banned from using Twitter. Luxury watches, binoculars, and cars banned in the country. Kim hardly ever appears in public without an expensive watch on his wrist. According to a report by The Telegraph, the total value of his watch collection reaches $8,200,000, and his favorite binoculars are never missing either. He is always prepared in case of a sudden missile test or surprise attack while walking in the garden. But what really stands out is his car collection. Even though there are international sanctions that prohibit North Korea from having luxury cars, this did not stop Kim. In his garage, there are ODR 8S, Range Rover, and an armored Rolls-Royce Phantom worth more than $500,000. But his favorite is his Mercedes-Benz Maybach limousine, which is worth $1,600,000. This is what he uses when he wants to go out like a king. When he met with Mike Pompeo, the former CIA director, he used the Rolls-Royce Classic Kim. In total, there are reportedly more than 100 luxury cars under his name. A collection that's impossible for any ordinary citizen. The yacht that's like a palace on the sea. The luxury doesn't end there. Kim also has his own yacht, the My Princess. A 95-foot luxury yacht that he uses for official visits and personal use. This yacht is estimated to be worth $7 million and was made by Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, the company known for luxury brands like Louis Vuitton and Christian Dior. It is fully equipped, has 3 floors, a gourmet dining area, a kitchen, a living room like a hotel lounge, and 4 master bedrooms each with its own private bathroom. An exclusive stateroom can easily accommodate 8 very important person guests without any trouble. According to Dennis Rodman, who once got inside, he felt like he was in Disneyland with a ferry. Imagine that. A floating resort for a man who doesn't just want to relax, but also wants a power trip while gazing at the ocean. Aside from this, do you think Kim Jong-un only owns one yacht? That's nothing to him. According to satellite images, aside from his yacht My Princess, he has another yacht that's almost 100 feet long, parked at the dock of his compound. And that's not all. There are also reports from North Korea News saying that he has a fleet of jet skis, a water slide boat, and a 60-meter leisure boat for his summer getaways. While others watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kim has his own version, Keeping Up with the Yachts of the Dictatorship. While his entire country is suffering, he's busy with yachts and luxury toys. Just his watch alone could feed half of North Korea 3 times a day. Half of the budget goes to him and the military. According to analysts, it's estimated that 24% of North Korea's budget goes to the military, the people who make sure he stays in power. But what's even more shocking is that 30% reportedly goes directly to his personal luxuries and his inner circle. This means that a large portion of the country's wealth is just circulating for his own comfort. And even with this, he continues to pretend to be a father of the nation, smiling at the camera, waving to the people, and posing for group photos while being applauded by citizens who have no idea about the truth. Kim knows that not everyone loves him, so it's no surprise why he spends millions just for his own security, always accompanied by bodyguards, not just trained, but elite-level combat experts and martial artists. But here's something unexpected. Being taller than him is forbidden. Yes, all his bodyguards must not exceed 5 feet and 5 inches in height, because Kim doesn't want to be shorter than his guards. That's said to be one of the conditions before you get accepted into his personal security unit. Aside from this, he lives in a palace with high walls and multiple security checks, surveillance and encrypted communications. Even his vehicles and airplanes all have decoys. He uses 3 identical airplanes to confuse those who want to attack. He also constantly changes his flight plans and uses dummy cars in his convoys. And if you think that's true, remember that he ordered the killing of his own brother. Most people don't know this, but Kim Jong-un has a half-brother, Kim Jong-nam. He was once considered the heir to the country's leadership, but he fell out of favor. In 2001, when he was caught in Japan using a fake passport, that's when his name started to be erased in the eyes of their father, Kim Jong-il. On February 13, 2017, Kim Jong-nam was at Kuala Lumpur International Airport, preparing to return to Macau. While he was walking in the terminal, 2 women approached him. One of them put a slippery liquid on his face. The other one covered his eyes and mouth with both hands and suddenly left. In less than 20 minutes, Kim Jong-nam was dead. According to the investigation, what was applied to him was VX nerve agent, one of the deadliest chemical weapons in the world. The body was immediately paralyzed, unable to breathe. The entire incident was even captured on closed-circuit television, and according to intelligence reports, the one behind this was none other than Kim Jong-un himself. He allegedly did this because he was afraid his own brother would become a rival for power. This is a clear message. Anyone, even your own blood, if you go against Kim, you won't be safe. Now that the job is done, you probably think Kim will go back to his family, play with his child, and rest. Wrong. Because at night, that's when the real entertainment begins. He has his own private theater, a high-end cinema with a huge screen and a state-of-the-art sound system. This is where he watches movies with his inner circle. His favorites are said to be Hollywood blockbusters, Disney cartoons, James Bond films, action movies starring Jean-Claude Van Damme and Arnold Schwarzenegger, musicals like The Sound of Music and Les Miserables, and even South Korean dramas, which, ironically, are strictly forbidden for ordinary North Koreans. He also uses this theater to show off. In August 2023, he held a banquet for Navy Day, and they watched a video of North Korea's missile test while sitting in a hall filled with flower and flag decorations. The soldiers applauded as the missile soared into the sky. And of course, the night wouldn't be complete without a party. Kim is known for his over-the-top banquets where there are 50 to 60 people. Surrounding him, people are drinking, laughing, and enjoying themselves. According to Dennis Rodman, if you want tequila, he has the best one. He has all you want. And this isn't just any party. According to reports, there is something in North Korea called Kipumjo, or secret harem, a group of almost 2,000 women chosen to entertain Kim and his officials. Some dance and sing, some give massages and personal services. And even though he has a wife, Ri Sol-ju, it is said that this is often just for public appearances to show that he is a family man leader. Off camera, he can still indulge his vices. In 2016, it was estimated that he spent $3,800,000 just for the luxury of his harem. All the women had to undergo a medical checkup to ensure they were fit. There are also rumors that he liked snake wine, not just because of the taste, but because of the belief that it strengthens the body. And if you think he only drank local liquor, that's not true. Kim spends an average of $30 million a year just on imported liquor for himself and his elite friends. In 2019, at the Rotterdam port in the Netherlands, almost 790,000 bottles of Russian vodka were seized, believed to be intended for Kim. In addition to this, in 2019, a ship at the Rotterdam port in the Netherlands was seized by customs officers. Inside were 3,000 boxes of expensive vodka. According to reports, this shipment was part of North Korea's secret methods to get around international sanctions. Luxury goods are banned from entering North Korea, but this vodka was reportedly for Kim Jong-un and his generals. Although this did not reach Pyongyang, there is a high possibility that many more shipments like this regularly arrive at North Korea's secret ports. Now, if there's one thing that's never missing from Kim's nights, it's luxury alcohol. One of his favorites is Crystal Champagne, a type of sparkling wine that was once commissioned by Tsar Alexander VII of Russia himself. According to its makers, it's perfectly balanced, silky, fruity, and extremely expensive. A single bottle can cost over $100, and the larger formats can go for more than $1,000 each. According to the Kim family's former personal chef, Kenji Fujimoto, he really loves Crystal, and he often finishes 2 bottles in a single drinking session. And that's not all. The Kim family also loves Hennessy, an expensive French cognac. During his father Kim Jong-il's time, it was estimated that North Korea spent about $1 million a year just on Hennessy. One bottle costs $630. Now, Kim Jong-un is believed to have inherited this fondness. Fujimoto has a story that once Kim drank 10 bottles of French Bordeaux wine in one night. That seems excessive, doesn't it? If this is true, it means he finished 50 glasses of wine in one sitting. Medically speaking, that's something almost impossible to do without severe effects on the body. But if you're spending millions on imported wine every year, who would stop you? Even so, if his wine is expensive, so are his cigarettes. He doesn't buy cigarettes from food stalls or small stores. Instead, he uses French designer cigarettes, brands like Marlot and Dunhill, because it's reported that his favorite kind costs $1.44 per pack, and the container is a leather case worth $165. Along with the cigarettes, there are also reportedly high-end imported snacks, everything for the ultimate dictator's nightlife experience. Kim's night reportedly doesn't end with just drinking. There are times when he has late-night meetings where they supposedly discuss the country's problems. But according to insiders, the truth is, it's his advisors who make all the decisions. Kim is just there to look like a concerned leader. And after all the eating, drinking, partying, and showmanship, here's the problem. He can't sleep. The insomnia of a dictator. According to some North Koreans who escaped, Kim is extremely paranoid. He's afraid someone might try to kill him while he's sleeping, especially since he has a record of having his own uncle and half-brother killed. On top of that, excessive drinking, dependence on nicotine, and a late-night lifestyle worsen his insomnia. Some say that guilt, fear, and stress are the roots of his sleeping problems. If you keep indulging yourself like this, it's no longer surprising. Overall, Kim Jong-un's life is like a movie, a mix of millions of luxuries, deep paranoia, propaganda machinery, and power supported by fear. For someone who is feared all over the world, it seems his fear runs deeper for things he can't control, like people waking up, protesting, or asking questions.